Welcome viewers. In the previous video we have seen that how we can replace a VLOOKUP formula through macro. So for that we had to write few lines of code. Some of the functions in code repository help us to accomplish the task with very few lines of code. But imagine if there are many VLOOKUP formulas in a workbook. What if we could replace all the formulas without writing a single line of code? So let's assume that there is a VLOOKUP formula in population and the population has to be picked up from the country data tab by looking at the country. So the country will be matched up and the population will be picked up. So before that, let me clear this column. So basically, let's assume that there are two VLOOKUP formulas. One is picking up the continent and the other is picking up the population. So first, I'll go to mod main and comment this line of code. So we don't need this function anymore. And of course there is a call to create dictionaries, so we'll go to mod dictionaries and we don't need this. So either we can delete this or we can comment this out. Now I will download a component from code repository. So this is the module that I just downloaded. So there is a piece of example code. I will copy this and take it to mod main. I'll uncomment this part of the code. So there are few instructions which are given here. So we have to create a mapping table in a worksheet code named SHT-lookup mapping with the following headers. So I have already created a worksheet SHT-lookup mapping and this is the worksheet and I have created the table. So the table headers are given here. So you can see here that the column headers are separated by pipe. Pipe separate indicates column headers or columns. So I have created these headers and name the starting of the table as RNG lookup mapping. So I have already created a name range. So if I press Ctrl F3, you can see this name range. So this is again a worksheet level name range. So there is an advantage of creating a worksheet level name range. So you can see in one of my previous video. And then you need to also download the get current region starting given cell and locate column header in sheet from code repository. So that's all. So what you need to do is you just need to call this function. So instead of continent lookup, we will be calling this function. And let's see. So let me also explain you the table. So the table has target worksheet name, target lookup header, target fill header. So basically this is the target worksheet. So target worksheet name is data and the target lookup header is country and the target fill header is continent. And we have the source worksheet name, source match header and source pick header. So source worksheet name is country data and from country data country will be matched and the continent will be picked up. So in country data worksheet the country header is the matching header and the continent needs to be picked up. So similarly for this population we have to create another row and everything will remain the same except that the source pickup header will be population of country. So let's see. Yeah, so we have this header population of country. So that's all, and we have this extra column. I will explain it to you in a short while. Now let's run this process. So this process has a macro assigned to it. So this button will call calculate all and internally this lookup automation from mapping will be called. So let's click on this. Yes, so this is now filled and we can see intermittent blank spaces because this value might not have been found. So we have this Morocco ABC, so we don't have this in the country data. So in the lookup mapping there is another option for a default value. So if I put something such as this and this And now if we rerun this, you can see that this is now filled up. Now what if there is a blank space? So let me put a blank space at the end and now see what happens. So there is a blank space at the end. Now let me click on process. You can see that this value is not found, hence we get the default value here. So there is another thing that you can do. So in this function there is a parameter which says BLN trim values. So I will set it to true. Now before doing the lookup, it will trim any blank spaces. Now let us run this code. And now you get back the result. So now you can understand how easy it is to replace all the VLOOKUPs. In fact, you can also replace the index match formulas. So VLOOKUP has a limitation. The lookup column must be the leftmost column in the destination. So we overcome that limitation with index match formula, and this process is even good for index match. So you can either use it for VLOOKUPs or for index match. And the process is very dynamic. If you insert a blank column in between or change the position of the column, still the code will run. So that is the power of Xatocode. If you have any questions, you can leave in the comment section. And if you liked this video, please subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Thanks for watching.